In today's video, I'm going to show you how to make this cherry lightsaber. So let's get started. Let's go up and make a new design. Let's start off with a new sketch. I'm going to pick this back plane here. First thing is I'm going to make two lines, and I want them to be construction lines. So let's go over here, line type, hit construction. Make a line from the origin straight over, and we're only going to make that 1 inch. We're going to do the same thing, make another line, bring it straight up, and we only want that to be a 1 inch also. I'm going to get out of my construction mode. I'm going to zoom in a little bit so you can see what I'm doing. We're going to go to create, down to rectangle. You want a center point rectangle. I'm going to start on this line right here. But I do not want to grab the midpoint of that line where that little triangle is going to pop up. So anywhere else. I'm going to make this 2-point rectangle. We're going to start off with making it 0.34 wide. I'm going to hit the tab key and we're going to go to 0.2 for my height. Next, I want to dimension that over from my origin. So I'm going to go dimension. I'm going to go grab the left edge of that rectangle and grab my origin point. And I want that to be 1/8 of an inch. So that's 0.125. Looking good. Next, I need to go up to create again, and I'm going to drop down to ellipse. I'm going to start right off the center of that rectangle. I'm going to bring my ellipse straight over until I hit the edge right here. And now I'm going to bring it straight up outside my box. Next, I want to dimension that ellipse a little bit. I'm going to grab dimension from the very tip top down to that edge. And we're going to make that 0.15. I think that's pretty good. Yep, that's going to look pretty good for us. We're going to trim out some pieces here that I don't need. So we're going to go trim. I'm going to grab some of these lines right here, like this line and this line. And I'm going to grab some of these arcs that I don't need. Just going to clean up my drawing a little bit. Once I'm done with that, I'm going to hit Finish Sketch. I'm going to go to Revolve, and it grabs my shape automatically. My axis will be that other line that I made. And boom, now you can see my lightsaber appear. So we'll hit OK. Next, we need to put some text up here where it says Lifesaver. So I'm going to do is I'm going to go up to Construct, and I'm going to drop down to an offset plane. Click on this little edge right here. And now I'm going to look at my front view, and I'm going to drag this up. And I'm going to drag it. I know it's going to be a lot, but we're going to drag it up probably 0.2. That's going to be quite a bit. But we're going to be trimming this back anyway. So I'm going to drag it up 0.2. I'm going to put a new sketch on that plane. Next, I want to go back to my line types, and we want to make them construction again. I'm going to make a circle. I'm going to start at the center of this point, my origin. I'm going to bring in my circle. We're going to make it 0.4. I'm going to make two lines. Again, I'm going to start right at my origin point. I'm going to bring them up. I'm just going to click for now. And actually, I'm going to make 3 lines. I'm going to make another one. Bring it over here and just click. I want to bring them out past my thing so I can grab them easier. And I'm going to bring one more line from my origin straight up again. Now I'm going to put some dimensions in. So I'm going to dimension from this line to this one. And it's going to give me that arc. And we're going to put in 60 degrees. I'm going to do the same thing for this one down here. And we're going to put in 82 degrees. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to go over to my create. I'm going to drop down to mirror. I'm going to mirror these 2 lines that I just put in. And the line I'm going to use to mirror is going to be that vertical line that I put in there. And we're going to hit OK. So now I have all my lines working. What I'm going to do next is I need to trim out a couple little pieces. So I'm going to go to trim. And in between those 2 little lines, I'm going to trim out that arc. All right, let's get ready for some text here. We're going to create and drop down to text. Now, I want to use this one, text on a path. So I'm going to select that, and then we're going to pick this arc up here. And I know you're seeing some big letters, but we're going to type in all capitals, L-I-F-E. All right, the size, we're going to go 0.15. We're going to make sure that it's bold. And as you can see, it's above my line. So I'm going to slide this over a little bit. So you can see it. If I want, I can say fit to path, and it'll make it right on that line that I have. So I'm going to leave this one at fit to path. That looks pretty good. We're going to hit OK. I'm going to go back up to my text. Select text again. I want to make sure that I'm text on a path. I'm going to select the lower arc. I'm going to type in Saber. Now this one's above the line, so I want this one to go below it. So I'm going to pick this little icon right there. And that is looking pretty good. I'm going to leave that like that. I think I like that. So we're going to hit OK. I'm going to finish this sketch. I'm going to extrude. I'm going to pick on both those texts. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to come over here where it says distance. I'm going to pick to object, and I want to pick this part of the lifesaver. So it's going to extrude it down to that part. Right. Now, if I rotate this around, you can kind of see I have my text in there, but man, it is sticking up very high. So we need to do a couple of little things here. First thing is I'm going to come over to my origin, and if it's turned off, I'm going to turn it back on so I can see these planes in here. I'm actually going to turn off my body so I can see through it. I want to go sketch, and I want to pick this back plane again. Now I'm going to come back over here. I'm going to turn my bodies back on. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to come over on the right side and hit slice so I can see right through this. Next, I need to do some projecting. So I'm going to go create, drop down to project and include, and then over project. I'm going to grab some points. I'm not going to grab everything. So I'm going to grab that point there. And I'm going to just grab a couple points. I don't need them all, but I'm going to grab them all. And the last thing is I'm going to grab this arc shape down here. Once I got that, I'm going to hit OK. And you can see I now have that center point of that previous ellipse. So I'm going to go create, ellipse, center point. Grab that little edge. I'm going to come up and grab that point and create that ellipse. Now I'm going to do is go into modify. I'm going to go offset. I'm going to grab that ellipse. And I want to offset that. We're going to offset that out about 0.015. There we go. That's going to be the height of my text. Next, I need to make a rectangle. So I'm going to come over here to regular rectangle. I'm going to come to this point over here. And I'm going to slide straight over. Now, this one I need to zoom out on and zoom over. So I'm going to slide straight over. And I'm just going to make this big rectangle here. I want to make sure I'm above all my text. I'm going to come back in here and I'm going to trim out a couple little things here. I'm going to trim out that little line and that line. And actually, we're going to trim out that little line right there. What I'm going to do is now I'm going to finish my sketch. I'm going to go to revolve. I'm going to grab this shape. Now, the line that I need to revolve on is going to be this axis line down here. So if I can zoom in, go to axis. I can select that line. We'll zoom out and you can see it's red, so it's going to cut. So we're going to hit OK. And you can see that it cut it down. And what we'll do is we're going to turn off our origin. We're going to turn off our sketches and our construction lines. Go up to our little home view. Kind of see that we have that nice text in there and it's going right around that shape. Last thing we need to do, modify, appearance, and fusion appearances. We're going to come down. We're going to select paint, glossy, and we'll scroll down just a little bit. We'll find red. We'll grab that, drag it onto our lifesaver. We'll close that up. And there's our Cherry Lifesaver. Make sure you hit save and make sure you like this video.